The Galaxy S25 FE is once again in the spotlight, and this time, it's all about colors. Leaks have revealed every shade Samsung is preparing for its upcoming Fan Edition phone, and depending on your taste, you might find them sleek and classy or a little too safe. So let's break it down. According to the latest leaks, the Galaxy S25 FE will launch in four colors: black, icy blue, navy, and white. That's it. For muted shades, all of them subtle and on the conservative side. No bold, fun options, like yellow or mint this time. If you remember the Galaxy S24 FE, Samsung gave us more variety back then with blue, graphite gray, mint, and yellow. The yellow especially stood out and added some personality to the lineup. But with the S25 FE, Samsung seems to be keeping things toned down, aiming for a more minimal and premium look. The leaked renders show aluminum sides with a shiny silver finish across all the colors. The phone looks pretty similar to the S24 FE overall, with three cameras lined up vertically on the back. The bezels, however, appear to be slightly slimmer, which is a nice improvement for those who like a cleaner front design. Now, whether you love the new colors or find them boring depends on personal taste. Some people will appreciate the elegance of muted tones, while others will feel that Samsung played it too safe. In fact, early polls online suggest that opinions are split. Around 12% of people love the muted look, nearly 30% think it's too safe, about 24% wanted bold colors, and 35% simply don't care about color at all. They're more interested in performance and features. Speaking of features, let's go over what the Galaxy S25 FE is expected to bring to the table. Rumors point to a 6.7-inch dynamic AMOLED to X display with full HD+ resolution. It should also support a smooth 120Hz refresh rate, making scrolling and gaming feel more responsive. The phone is also expected to come with an IP67 rating, which means it will be resistant to water and dust. On top of that, stereo speakers and an in-display fingerprint sensor are also part of the package. Another interesting detail is weight. The S25 FE may be lighter than its predecessor, dropping down to 190 grams. That's about 23 grams lighter than the Galaxy S24 FE, which should make it feel more comfortable in the hand. When it comes to performance, there won't be any big surprises. The leak suggests the phone will reuse the same Exynos 2400 chip found in the S24 series. It's expected to come with 8GB of RAM and either 128GB or 256GB of internal storage. That's more than enough for most users, especially in the mid-range category. For cameras, Samsung seems to be sticking with the tried and tested formula: a 50-megapixel main sensor, a 12-megapixel ultra-wide lens, and an 8-megapixel telephoto camera with 3x optical zoom. These specs aren't groundbreaking, but they should deliver solid performance for everyday photography. Battery-wise, the Galaxy S25 FE may pack a 4,900 mAh unit. Charging is expected to support 45 West wired charging and 15 West wireless charging. That's in line with what we've seen before, though many would have liked to see even faster charging speeds to compete with some Chinese brands that are pushing charging technology further. As for price, the leak suggests Samsung will keep it around the same level as the previous Fan Edition model. That means roughly $649.99. At this price point, the S25 FE will go head-to-head with some serious competition, including Google's Pixel 9a, Apple's iPhone 16e, the OnePlus One 3R, and the stylish Nothing Phone 3a Pro. All of these phones are trying to dominate the mid-range segment, so Samsung really needs to strike a balance between design, features, and value for money. Coming back to the colors, the choice is definitely interesting. Black and white are classics that never go out of style. Navy gives a professional and premium vibe, but it's also been overused in tech devices for a while now, so it doesn't feel very fresh anymore. Icy blue is probably the most unique of the four, but even that isn't as bold as some of the past color options. It seems like Samsung is aiming for a safer, more polished image with the Galaxy S25 FE, but whether that works in its favor will depend on how people respond when the phone officially launches, possibly on September 19. For users who love playful, standout designs, the lack of bold colors might be disappointing. For others, these muted shades might feel more timeless and professional. At the end of the day, the Galaxy S25 FE isn't just about looks. With a solid display, a reliable camera system, a lighter build, and decent performance, it's shaping up to be a competitive option in the mid-range category. But with muted color choices, Samsung is clearly playing it safe this time. So, what's the verdict? Do these colors feel sleek and premium to you, or do they feel dull compared to past options? One thing is certain, the Galaxy S25 FE is going to get people talking, whether it's about design, specs, or value for money.